Tiffany here with Years of Years, and I'm hanging out with Brad today. And it's this day in Disney for September 23rd. Right? And today we're starting off going to 1938, and I had given you another assignment to watch the Brave Little Tailor, which was released on this day in 1938.
Yes, I did. I watched it, and it was incredible.
Yep.
Is Walt still the voice at this point?
Yes, Walt
Absolutely.
is the voice of Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Let's see, Minnie was Marcelette Garner, and the giant was Eddie Holden.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. Mickey is obviously a tailor, and he's working away and whistling away whenever the town is in an uproar because they're dealing with a giant. And Mickey kind of, toots his horn a little bit and says that he has defeated 6 giants with one blow.
7.
7? And the town just goes nuts.
Yeah.
And the town is very interesting in this one. It's very cinematic and diverse. I mean, there's dogs and there's goofs, and the king is kind of like human, and his daughter princess is a mouse, Minnie. And the town just gets in an uproar, and the buzz goes around, and they get Mickey, or they go and tell the king about this tailor who has defeated so many giants, and he summons him at once. He's so excited about Mickey because Mickey, is really talking himself up, doing little dances. Walt is at his best voicing Mickey in this one. The personality really comes out, and a lot is said. And the king is like, I'll give you $1 million. I can't remember what the denomination is. It's it's its own word for its own world, but he's like, $1 million, and Mickey's like, oh, I don't know. And then he's like, $2 million, $3 million, all the way up to $6 million, and then Minnie.
But it's kind of setting in at this point that he has to go actually defeat a giant.
Yeah.
And, he's like, no, I'm good.
But Minnie has obviously been enamored with him and whispers to the king, how about the hand of the princess, which he offers, and Mickey obviously cannot refuse. So he goes out.
It's so cute.
Ventures out into the world, and
he does it for Minnie.
Yeah, and the city is just going crazy. They're hanging over the castle, but the gate closes right behind them. They got no interest in him coming back without defeating the giant.
The giant, yeah.
And it is his tailor skills that win the day in the end. He stitches the giant into himself and into his clothes, and they get all Gulliver's Travel style. He's all bound up, and on the ground they have an amusement park going that he's fueling with his snoring.
Yeah.
And it's quite a festival. I think the thing that I really liked about it is that it's only 9 years later that they do Fun and Fancy Free with Mickey and the Beanstalk, and they're very different. The interpretation of the giant, very different. Really, really great, but very different from one another. They didn't just repeat the success of Mickey and the Tailor. They really made a different film with Mickey and Beanstalk.
This particular giant was a lot of animators were very impressed with the person who animated this giant. He had worked on other giants, not for Disney, but for others, and he actually this particular animation of this particular giant is well regarded.
It's
so
really cool.
It's really
there's
interesting.
so many things I'm not saying. When he walks and steps, he's just kind of pushing Mickey forward with waves and with all sorts of things. The movement and perspectives in this cartoon are amazing.
Right, and you feel like a giant, and you can feel how this has been a real problem to their town and their village and everything, because it's just, he's destructive everywhere he goes. He's just super destructive.
It's really good.
So it's very good, and I think it's well done. A lot of big 9 old men guys worked on this, on the animation, but it was actually let's see, Wolfgang Reitherman was the director for it. And what's cool is this was actually nominated for an Academy Award, of course, in 1939. And you won't believe it, it lost to Disney's Ferdinand the Bull.
There you go. That's
so we'll
funny.
have to talk about that one another time. Really other good, important Disney film short. There you go.
Yeah.
So actually in 1994 it was chosen as the 26th greatest cartoon of all time. So
wow.
it's
Well deserved.
And you can go check it out on Disney Plus. And if you want to do, go look online and you can see all the animators behind it. There's actually lots of stories and some deeper connections to other films and stuff that were later created with the giants in mind.
It's amazing.
But this was based off of the adaptation. It was an adaptation of the fairy tale, The Valiant Little Tailor.
Oh.
And so if you look at that particular fairy tale, they definitely took a lot of
Liberties?
Liberties. They changed it up quite a bit. There's actually two giants in that, and there's more that Mickey doesn't have to work very hard to get respect. Like once he takes care of the giant, there's a carnival and they're having a big old blast, and he gets the love of Mickey. It
kind of shows Walt's love of theme parks at a very early time, because he really has a lot of attractions at this.
Yeah, but with the Valiant Little Tailor, he really has to prove, even though he's defeated not one but two giants, he still has to prove his self-character. So I do like that concept, and so you should check out The Valiant Little Tailor as well and compare and contrast these two.
Minnie was a very good judge of character. She embraced them immediately.
We know Mickey has a good character. He has, since they decided to make sure he did have a good character. Because there was two roads they could have gone with Mickey, and they went for the more... Yeah.
He was very Bart Simpson in the beginning.
Yep, he really was. So there you go. And then next up on this day in Disney, we talk about Tower of Terror being my personal favorite ride, but this particular ride, I would say, is a close second that I'm always very demanding about riding.
Always.
Especially since they did the refurbishment at Walt Disney World, because it's longer now, and when you compare it with other roller coaster rides, it's just, it has a lot.
And the queue's incredible.
The queue is incredible. So, and they're like, what are they talking about? What ride is it? So in 1980, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad opened at the Magic Kingdom.
That's wild.
That's right, in Frontierland, and it's the wildest ride in the wilderness.
Sure is.
For sure.
And home to the wanted poster for our Apple Dumpling Gang. So awesome.
We love that.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a great roller coaster. We love it as a family. We've ridden it in so many circumstances, in the heat of the day, late at night, during the fireworks, many times.
Always.
We love this ride, and we've ridden it, I don't know how many times. So
there's a great comic book adaptation of the story as well.
Oh, cool. Well, we're going to talk about the story. So then you guys can go read the comic book and compare and contrast what, Tony Baxter is the Imagineer behind this. I so look forward to this day where we talk about Tony Baxter, because he's really incredible Imagineer with phenomenal ideas. I am like a Tony Baxter fan and wish that all of his ideas could have been seen in the parks, because it's good now. If Tony Baxter got to do it, if they had an unlimited budget, wow. The parks would be spectacular. But anyway, moving back to Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. So the story is set sometime in the late 1800s, and it's during the gold rush. And gold is discovered in the Big Thunder Mountain, and this is set in the America Southwest in a town called Tumbleweed. That's what the town's called in Magic Kingdom, is Tumbleweed. It becomes a thriving mining town with extensive mine trains set up on the mountain. But this is a Native American sacred spot, and these miners could care less. They're just mining and tearing up the mountain. So the mountain is cursed. So at least in our version, there is flash floods. So in other versions, there's other tragedies that take place, but over at Big Thunder Mountain Railroad at the Magic Kingdom in Tumbleweed, it's flash floods that take out the mining company, and it's abandoned.
Wow.
All right. So then several years later, it turns out that the mine train, the locomotives, are found racing around the mountain without engineers or crew.
Whoa.
Yes. So the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad was founded in the old mining camp to allow wanderers, we're the wanderers, who come in, and we get to take rides on the possessed train.
Wow.
So Big Thunder Mountain's really a Halloween ride.
Didn't even know.
Possessed.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
I love the story. So that's Tony Baxter, and he's got lots more stories like that, and lots more ideas too. But anyway, like I said, he designed it, and he had actually wanted to create a whole Western, it was called Western River Expedition, and it was a Western themed pavilion over at the Magic Kingdom, and it was going to have a lot of rides, and including this, a runaway mine train, and this is what we got.
You know, and interesting, along the banks of the Mississippi, I mean, we have all the Native American settlements, so they're kind of like there, like, because you mentioned it was a Native American like setting for the Big Thunder Mountain.
Well, yeah, it was a sacred mountain to them. But this one, actually, the look of it and stuff is based off of Utah's Monument Valley, in Utah and Arizona area, Monument Valley. And what's really cool and makes the atmosphere of it so awesome is that they actually form the rocks, so forming the mountain before they put the train tracks in, so that you really do get the feeling that the mountain was there first. Nice. So I love that. Clever, very clever.
Absolutely. And we would be remiss if we didn't mention that Minnie's newest collection is the Big Thunder Railroad ears and gear, and that it's been selling out like crazy. I mean, I think it's sold out right away. But Minnie has just commemorated the Big Thunder for her collection this year. So awesome.
We're celebrating its birthday today, over at Magic Kingdom at least.
Must not be a coincidence.
I don't think so. It was in the 1979, so 1 year before that they opened it up at Disneyland. And then it's at other parks, Tokyo, Disneyland, Disneyland Paris. Disneyland Paris is the only one that they actually opened. Frontierland and Big Thunder Mountain. It's just Big Thunder Mountain, not Railroad there. And all the stories behind each Big Thunder Mountain is a little bit different. So we'll talk about that later when we cover those on this day.
Awesome.
But hey, that's really it for this day. I'm itching to go ride some rides now.
Let's do it.
Now that we've talked about roller coasters, we should go ride some rides.
On our way.
Yeah. Well, I hope you guys are having an awesome day, and I hope that we'll see you soon. You'll come back and visit us again.
Of course.
We'll see you next